This is Johnny May Hornsby from Rochester University, and for my object-oriented programming class, I had to build a travel blog. My Today I'll be displaying it in CodePen so you can see the front end output and the code at the same time, and I'll just give a walkthrough. So I did it based on Nigeria because I'll be going next summer. This is my travel tips section. It's in its own div. This is the hero section in its own div. And I started it off, set the language to English for the coding, and it's meant to be in Visual Studio Code. I have it housed there. So this is the viewport with the background. This is an image. It's not. I know it's misleading because it's moving, but it's just a gift. And here, the style sheet is set to CSS. Puerto Rico CSS, but this is the Nigeria page. It functions in Visual Studio Code. This is my styling. Fine, just a basic Arial. For the body, I set the background to white. Nothing too crazy. And the header, the background is white. I fixed the size to the logo, of course. So it can be like it's a 35 by 32. I mean, it's a 32 by 32 favicon. I put the hero section image in the CSS as well as the HTML code just so it can populate correctly on the site and take some CSS stylings. Now, in JavaScript, I put some functions for smooth scrolling. Yeah, and smooth expand or jump upon a hover. I wanted some type of responsiveness on the site so it can be interesting. It can keep the user experience attention span. Here's the about us page. So yeah, the same JavaScript except it changes color upon hover. And I made this page like more so like a traditional blog because I feel like in other ways I don't follow like the traditional blog landscape. I just wanted a more interesting layout as far as design. I delve into my background on how I created the site as well as what inspired me about creating a Nigerian one. Here's my Michigan page. My hometown is Detroit. Puerto Rico. Sometimes it takes the gifts a little time to populate. So they were really each each page on the site was really modeled after each other. A banner, it starts with the navigator, the banner image, just so we can have a more seamless and consistent design across the site. These are static on the page. All of them include JavaScript for a smooth scroll across the site as well, though. This is my favorite page here. The first place I traveled to outside of Michigan was Chicago, and the food was great. I, I think it was a great like design choice to have them hover. I mean, like react upon hover. Some local favorites. I wanted to have some authenticity about it. Not everyone in Chicago dines like upscale dining every night. The locals have their favorites, and it's honestly sometimes a mom and pop shop, or a restaurant that isn't upscale has better food than the upscale. And I included some travel tips, especially going to the continent of Africa. It can be a culture shock for Americans, and not every country has the same policies. So imagine another continent, and the contact us page. Nothing too special. Has it going to my school email.